This week, we will learn about the causes and consequences of energy imbalance, particularly in reference to the problem of excess body weight. The incidence of individuals who are overweight or obese has risen dramatically during the past 20 years. Extra body weight increases the risk of diet-related diseases such as cardiovascular disease, cancer, diabetes, hypertension, strokes, and arthritis. This lecture will help you understand the contributing factors and consequences of obesity, as well as address potential treatments. The problem of obesity is a major public health concern not only in the United States, but worldwide. Unfortunately, it is an equal opportunity disease if energy or calorie intake is continuously greater than the body's needs. As we learned, the risk of diet-related diseases increases as the body mass index increases. A body mass index of 25 is classified as overweight, and a body mass index of 30 is classified as obese. Remember, the body mass index is not a reflection of body composition or an ideal weight. It indicates the risk of development of diet-related diseases based on body weight. So how does an individual gain weight or become obese? Excess energy is stored in the fat cells of adipose tissue. The amount of fat increases in both number and size. The number increases most rapidly during rapid growth years such as late childhood and puberty. However, the number of fat cells may continue to increase whenever energy balance is positive. As the fat cells accumulate fat or triglycerides, they expand in size. When the cells continue to enlarge, the cells proliferate and increase in number again. When energy intake is less than energy expenditure, the fat cells reduce in size, but not number. People with extra fat cells regain weight rapidly. The extra quantity of fat cells allows them to be filled readily. We'll now move on and discuss the obesity epidemic. These slides from the Center for Disease Control show the incidence of obesity highlighted in the red and brown shades every 5 years from 1993 through 2008. You will notice on the left in 1993, no state in the United States had incidence of obesity greater than the body mass index of 30%. The following 5 years, as we moved on, you'll see more in the southern and the northern states. We see an incidence of obesity or tending towards obesity. Remember that body mass index of 25 or greater. And then as we move over here to 2008, you'll see it's almost like the whole United States is on fire with an obesity rate of 25% overweight and 30% of obese, pretty much in all of the states with the exception of Colorado. In 2010, no state had a prevalence rate less than 20%. As we have learned, excess body weight contributes to an increased risk of diet-related diseases. Notice how the increased obesity rates correspond with the increased risk of type 2 diabetes. We are not immune to this in California. In fact, in Stanislaus County, cases of diagnosed diabetes correspond with our obesity rate, as it does our level of physical inactivity. Remember, we discussed energy imbalance, excess energy intake, inadequate energy expenditure, tips the scales to positive energy balance or weight gain. So what causes obesity? There are multiple factors influencing the development of obesity. Genes are involved, as is metabolism, our culture, social economic status, which is indicated down here in the far right by SES, behavior, and environment. We now are learning that genes may load the gun, so to speak, and the environment ultimately pulls the trigger, with all of these other factors influencing the expression of obesity. Let's start with the environment. There are three topics that we will discuss in regards to the toxic environment contributing to obesity. The first one being altered dietary intake, followed by decreased physical activity and increased sedentary behaviors. In regards to altered dietary intake, at least 30% of meals, and possibly higher, are now consumed outside the home. In general, most of these foods that are consumed outside the home are higher in calories than meals prepared at home. If you would think for a few minutes and think about the types of foods that you normally consume outside the home, a lot of times they are quick and convenient and also larger portion sizes, contributing to excess caloric intake. We also have increased access to snack type foods. Americans have very distorted views about snacks. Snacks today typically consist of chips, crackers, juices, sodas, not the healthy snacks such as fruits or vegetables. Advertising also plays a huge role as far as personal selections of foods. This is especially true for foods marketed to young children. If any of you have watched the movie Super Size Me, in this movie, most kids could recognize Ronald McDonald, but not many other important people in history. As you walk through the grocery store, you will notice bright colors on a lot of foods that tend to be marketed to kids. As kids go through the grocery store with their parents, they are enticed and encourage their parents to purchase these foods that generally can contain more fat and sugar. Last, we have increased food portions. Food portions have gotten bigger, and many individuals have no idea of what a normal food portion should be. We're going to have some fun looking at the impact of food portions on obesity. This quiz from the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute will show us how food portions have changed over the past 20 years. I'd like you to remember 100 calories. Some examples of 100 calories could be 1 medium apple, a 100-calorie snack pack, 2 Oreos, a piece of string cheese, 8 ounces of 1% milk, 8 ounces of soda, just to name a few. An extra 100 calories intake daily, above and beyond the body's needs, can contribute to a weight gain of 10 pounds in a year. Visualize 10 pounds. That's a sack of potatoes. We'll go through a few of these portion distortion slides. Think about how many pounds a person would gain in 1 year by consuming the larger portions. As we look at these bagels, 20 years ago, bagels are now the size of what we call mini bagels. We have a difference of about 70 calories in between the bagel that size that was popular 20 years ago versus today. Remember, 100 extra calories per day contributes to an extra 10-pound weight gain a year. So if the small bagels in your break room at work got replaced by the large ones, how much weight could someone gain in a year? 7 pounds. The cheeseburger on the left is what is served in kids' meals. If you ate this larger burger on the right today, as many people do, this would add an additional 260 calories and contribute to a weight gain of 26 pounds per year. Let's add some fries with that. Again, the small size is what's served in kids' meals. When you supersize, you get almost 3 times as much, an additional 300 calories or 30 pounds in a year. If you need something to drink, the soda size is also increased. This doesn't count the free refill. The soda on the right contains 12 ounces and an additional 80 calories or 8 pounds. So if we eat a large burger, fries, and Coke every day for a year, which many people do, a person can easily gain 64 pounds in a year. Pretty sad, but you can see how easily the pounds can increase if people are not aware of food portions. The other side of the energy balance equation is activity. 75% of Americans do not meet the minimum recommendations of 30 minutes per day. To prevent weight gain and maintain weight loss, 5 hours per week of moderately intense physical activity, in addition to normal daily activities, is advised. Last, we need to sit less. Our technology-driven world has taken the physical work out of many routine chores and tasks. Ask yourself, when was the last time you opened a garage door or changed the television channel without a remote? So what can be done to reduce the rate of obesity? Simple steps can produce tremendous results. Since the problem is so endemic in our society, solutions need to come from all levels of society, the individual up through the federal government. In your assignment this week, recommend 2 simple strategies at each level that could easily be implemented to reduce the incidence of obesity.